Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Monster Tamer News, the segment on this channel where we go over the past week's developments in the world of monster taming. This week we've got two major releases in the form of Temtem and Relegend, a new Pokemon trailer that showcases some of the new content present within the main campaign, an official release window for Cassette Beasts instead of just TBD, and more. So with all that being said, make sure to sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Alright, so first of all, and a pretty big one this week considering the fact that everybody's been talking about it, is the release of Temtem in full access on Steam, Xbox Series X, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. The first day did have a couple of hiccups, but honestly went pretty well, especially in comparison to the launch of the early access, where servers were unavailable for the first few days pretty much, or at the very least spotty. On launch day, there were only a couple hotfixes, which caused the server to go down for a little bit, but for an MMO, you can't complain too much. The game did launch with a deluxe edition as well, which came with some cosmetics, and there is of course the Tamer Battle Pass, which has been a point of contention, since the game isn't quite the price of a AAA title, but still pricier in comparison to most indie titles. On the flip side, the devs have stated from the beginning that there would be a cosmetic-only battle pass. Since the title is in fact an MMO, it requires constant funding to keep the servers up. Furthermore, it's been stated on numerous occasions that there will be no pay-for-convenience or pay-to-win mechanics, so honestly, it doesn't bother me personally, but I'll let you guys decide in the comments below what you think about the situation and argue amongst yourselves. On a side note, I have been putting out tons of Temtem content lately, and I got more coming, so stay tuned. Now, if Temtem's not your jam, another monster taming title did release the day before called Relegend, which admittedly has a lot of similarities to a game like Rune Factory in that it's an RPG with farming, house customization, monster raising, etc. We played through the first couple of hours in the game during its launch on stream, and so far it seems like it was running pretty well, but I have seen some people say that some of the bugs present within the early access are still present, so do keep that in mind. I would suggest trying to look for reviews that are more recent and not during the early access so you can get a good idea of where the game's at now. The Cassette Beasts Twitter page recently put out a tweet stating that the game is going to be launching on 2023 for PC, Switch, Xbox, and Game Pass. Now, the latter we already knew, but as far as I know, the window of 2023 is completely new information, as the game was essentially just TBD or to be determined. This is really exciting because for me, Cassette Beasts is one of the upcoming monster taming games that I'm most looking forward to, and I'd personally put it in the same realm as games like Coromon, Nexomon, Temtem, etc. in terms of my personal anticipation for it. So needless to say, it's top tier for me. The game's a lot more than just a simple Pokemon-like as well. It has a plethora of unique features, which I've spoken about at length, but if you want to learn more about Cassette Beasts, check out my Cassette Beasts playlist, which I will leave linked below. In that, you'll find breakdowns about the game's various systems, news updates, and more. The Pokemon Company recently released another trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, this time showcasing the various story paths within the game. There's the gym path that has you fight every gym and I guess try to become the champion. The evil team path, which, I mean, basically you're just battling a bunch of spoiled rich kids, but whatever. And finally, the treasure hunting path, which has you fighting against Titan Pokemon, which seem to be their own version of the totems from Sun and Moon. A feature they revealed that I'm pretty excited for is the auto battle feature, which will make battling wild encounters in the overworld far less of a hard stop than it was in Legends, when you'd have to transition from real-time to turn-based combat forcefully each time. They also revealed 3 new Pokemon, including Daddy Crabboy over here, Fire Mega Man, and the coolest new Pokemon being the Wind Waker's ghost ship turned into a swordsman. But in all seriousness, this one is the coolest, I don't care what you say. Other than that, the game seems to be shaping up pretty well, and we're still going to have to see how things progress because I still do have my own concerns, especially regarding the 3 paths, 2 of which were always present in every Pokemon game, but are just split up. But yeah, that's a topic for another video. I do want to discuss my thoughts and concerns in more length very soon. Okay, next we're going to be heading into the rapid fire segment of today's video where we discuss updates that don't require lengthy explanations. Now, quickly before we do that, I have had a couple comments in the past stating that rapid fire news can be a little daunting for newcomers, which I totally understand. If you're someone who is new to the genre and then suddenly you see like 15 to 20 games being thrown at you all within seconds of each other, that could be a little bit confusing, but the alternative is to explain what every single game is over and over again every single week, which I don't think is reasonable either. What I'm going to be doing from now on is linking my Monster Tamer Showcase playlist, my new and upcoming Monster Taming Games playlist, and my Monster Taming Games You Never Knew playlist in the description box, because for those that don't know, any game that appears monsters in the Monster Tamer news segment, for the most part, has actually had a showcase or was featured in one of my list videos. I do always list off games I mention in the description as well, so you're also able to find the games for yourself and do your own research should you wish. Anyways, let's jump in. Alright, so for starters, the Kickstarter backer beta release for Ova Magica has been delayed to Q4 of this year. Here we get a look at some of the recruitable monsters for Dragon Quest Treasures. Just a reminder that Lumion Legacy's Sweet Retreat event will be ending tomorrow as of the time this video goes live, so make sure you go and do whatever you gotta do before your time runs out. The Battle Gem Ponies demo is now public. It was previously only available to Kickstarter backers. I'll leave the itch page below. The Sky Climbers Alpha put out an update that adds improvements to AI, a cooking system, monster camps, and more. The Disc Creatures world menu has been revised for the upcoming game. We got some new mons, including this dope creature for Fog World, this monkey for Pry Into the Void, a new snail for Doodle World, a new monster for Super Auto Battlemon. We got a reveal for the starters of Buddymon, and a new bot for Bot World Adventure, which is now present in the game. Kindred Fates updated the hair models in their game, as noted in their recent Kickstarter newsletter. And finally, last but not least, we got a look at the toy store area for the Enclave for Mythcaller the Nightmare Shaman. And yeah, there you go, guys. Another solid week in the genre, and honestly, an exciting time for the channel. I'm hoping that Temtem's full release can also act as a good segue for people who are fans of it to also check out some of these other monster taming games as well, and further expand the genre. There's seriously a lot to love here, and this is your #1 spot to stay up to date on all that, so yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Check out my Twitter, Discord, and Patreon if you're interested. Speaking of Patreon, special thanks to the channel's patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Drogo, Dark Persona, and Exodus, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.